Very welcome back to another episode of FSidfs Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, Mega 31. It's been a good weekend so far. Homestead racing's been decent, been pretty fun, and good thing that the fires and smoke and stuff haven't made the races not be able to go on or delayed or anything. So 2 for 2. Hopefully, we'll be 3 for 3. No weather, no delays or anything like that. Looking forward to this one. Very colorful sheet, as you're going to see here, based on some of your feedback on the truck video and the Xfinity video. They're speculation videos, but they're pretty spot on, especially when I said I thought like the winner would be between Larson, Allgaier, and Hill, and they were all finished top four. I also said that the um, Haas cars were going to be pretty strong, and I think they rounded off the top five. So um, did pretty well there. Pretty good in trucks. So let's keep it going for one more one here. This one's a little bit more difficult. There's a lot of great options, and if you look at the colors, it's a high title wear track. That's what I'm going for here. So I think I probably spelled elite wrong there. Elite. That looked better. I can't spell to save my life. I will never, ever, ever say that I was ever, ever will be a good speller. So I apologize for that. Some of my spelling errors have been quite comical throughout my life, but that's for another show. So, anyways, the guys in the baby blue are the elite ones here. The ones in the green are pretty good. Uh, Yellow, average. The peach color kind of are newer guys to the series. Maybe they're good at Xfinity, but jury's still out, like how they're going to do in Cup Series, or maybe they're below average, and a couple of them are kind of weak there. So obviously, it's kind of like road courses. If you look back a couple, like multiple years ago, there's probably more weak than elite and good. But as more and more they get experience on tracks like this, on Darlington, on I think Iowa last year was one of them. Nashville's kind of wearing out a little bit. Las Vegas last week is starting to become tire wear one. If they were around long enough, Old Atlanta, Auto Club, I mean, there's definitely ones that you can even North Wilkesboro, the first year that they did it before the repave, definitely was one that you have to consider these things. So it's a huge advantage because new tires, if you save your tires, you don't have the fall off, you can keep your speed. But if you're too aggressive and you use them up, then you're going to start fading back. And fresher tires can cut through the field like really quickly. It's just insane how fast some of the guys who changed in the Xfinity series made it to the front and even in the truck series too. So a little bit of a weird starting order here because during some points of qualifying there was some cloud cover that came out and kind of cooled down the track, which provided more grip, which gave him better speed. So I can't necessarily like take this as anything more than some got lucky and starting up top and they're probably gonna drop like anchors. So it's kind of weird because you want 2 to 3 dominators here. And I really think that the I don't know if like Bowman or Barry can go out there and dominate the first part of this race before uh probably Byron or Blaney could catch him and overtake him. So are they worth like playing as a dominator? Or we just kind of fade the top down to maybe starting with Briscoe. And then you know that Larson and some of these other guys that didn't qualify well, or they're going to have fast cars, they're going to have good long run cars, they're just going to be like blowing through the field, making up ground as the other ones fade back. Are they the ones that you want to consider as your dominator? So we'll start with the breakdown here. Alex Bowen, I think people are he's gonna have high ownership just because people look at it and be like, he's on the pole, he must have done something good. 100 cars have been fast. I'll give him that, and he's been okay on tire wear tracks. And my projection has him. I think he's a GPP here because if he does go out there and lead early or Barry, like, I don't know, like I didn't think Josh Berry could do it last week, and he ended up winning the race and looked pretty good. Las Vegas tire wear track, not as extreme, but still like kind of a good indicator. So I'm kind of iffy on these two. I don't know if I'm going to put them in cash builds. Gregson definitely is going to be a fade. I just can't see him staying up here. He's way too aggressive, even though he's good on high tire wear tracks. I just think being aggressive sometimes wears the tires down too fast, trying to make passes instead of being patient. And he's not a very patient driver. And I think that could just be disastrous here. Briscoe has been very good in tire wear. He has a really good. He takes over for like Truex. I talked about a little bit in the Xfinity video that sometimes tire wear is on the driver, but sometimes it's on the setup and the team and how they're coached by the pit crew and the crew chief. And Gibbs Racing has had a lot of guys, and especially Truexers in this car previously that were really good at this. So I think that Briscoe has kind of picked up on it. He's been decent in the Cup Series, average at least. So I think he could potentially go out there and be a dominator, especially looking at his speed in practice. But Byron and Blaney, I think, are definitely the ones that you want to look at. Blaney, I like more than Byron. You're saving $500, and it just my model has him like over 50 points here, so I think that's where you want to go. John Hunter Nemechek, I think, is gonna fall like a rock. I think he just got blessed by how he practiced, or how the qualifying got some cloud cover there, and one of the ones that benefited from that. But the Truck Series is good with tire wear expanding, not as good. He's just too volatile. I just don't see him having the speed or being able to hang up here. Cindric, same thing, just really didn't have the speed in practice that I wanted, so he's kind of going to be a fade. Bubba Wallace, I really toyed with this because I really toyed between like Briscoe and Wallace. Wallace was one of the fastest cars in practice, but the thing is like he was so satisfied with it that they kind of prepped early and didn't run all the laps. So, like, how do you judge like the fall off? Like the fall off looked like it was going to be good, but I don't think he was out there as much as some of the other cars. He's good on tire wear tracks, and everything's pointing to him having a good day. So again, if you want to put the orange up here with Briscoe and you want to drop down here, if you think it was just hard for me to put a purple dime on him because he's starting ninth, but it wouldn't surprise me if he could get up there. But then he's got to get past like these two guys. So I'm going to leave him as the upside dominator. That's my thought process. But I think at some point, Bubba Wallace wouldn't surprise me if he could go out there and lead the race. AJ Allmendinger, I think he can hang around up here. He's like not horrible at tire wear tracks, probably average, borderline good, but just the car just hasn't had a ton of speed normally over the last couple of years. So give him a GPP for me. The next two drivers I'm going to use in my 100K lineups. Busher, I think people are going to forget. Like he hasn't had great results recently, but before the next gen car in 2021, before I even really knew who he was, I was making dinner and he was out there. I was watching the race and I just remember he was out there and just blowing away the field. And he's been good on tire wear tracks, elite on tire wear tracks. And RFK has been good. Also, Keselowski is also really, really good at tire wear and is part of the team. I think starting 11th, people are going to overlook him, but I think this is definitely a top 10 car. I think he's going to have some speed. An outlier to go out there and maybe lead some laps. I don't really need that at 7,900. So he's going to be in my 10K lineup. Joey Logano also, because again, I think people are going to overlook him. He's good at tire wear track. I think people are going to look more at like the sexy plays like Blaney and Larson and Reddick and Hamlin behind him. And I just think he gets kind of lost in the shuffle. Like he's having a good season. He won the championship last year. I know it doesn't get him to 4x with the projection, but I just think that he has had this look okay in practice for what I saw. And for like the major GPP, I think he's a great pivot off of some of these other plays. Gibbs is very polarizing here. He has had an abysmal start to the season. He had some speed in practice here. He had some decent fall off, it looked in practice. So it looks like he's going to have some decent long run speed, but can he keep it clean and not get too close to the wall as they're trying to run the high line and spin out and wreck and take a bunch of other people out. GPP for me here, I know some people are going to play him in cash and some sites are going to recommend him as a cash play, and I don't hate it, but I think there's better plays here. If he was starting 23rd, I think I would be more inclined to put the cash tag on him. But for GPP, for sorry, starting 13th, I think it's a GPP. Larson, you got to lock him in. He's just been outstanding all weekend. Ran the Truck Series. He was so far ahead of the field that there was only 5 cars on the lead lap in Xfinity, and then there was late race caution. He got boxed in by was it Sam Mayer, I think it was, and they made contact, and he just couldn't get out there to fight for the lead. If there are a few more laps, he definitely probably could have won that race and be fighting for the triple crown this weekend. But I still think that he has had a fast, dominant car. There was years where he has led like so many laps here. It's just a matter of time before he gets up there. Great at tire wear, great at this track. Like you just kind of got to lock him in here. Kosovar is going to be my other 100K guy. I think he's finished in the top 15 like every single week this year. He's been pretty quietly having a decent start to the season. He was good at the tire wear tracks. I know he doesn't have enough data really to say here yet, but I think he's fine. I I really like the upside here. I really like the loan ownership, and I think that he can hang out. I think Busher and Logano have a chance to lead the race, and I think Hocevar can hang up here, and I think that gives you enough balance in your lineup that you can get a couple of 10K guys, a value play guy in, and then you're good to go. Bell, I think, should be super chalky here. I get him as a cash play. He is obviously been very dominant to start the season, won 3 races in a row. But the fall off was not there. Like he had good like early speed, but I don't think looking at the numbers, like his long run speed kind of concerned me a bit. But I think he'll be fine. They'll figure it out. They're good at making adjustments. Obviously, they're dialed in this year. So a cash play kinda would rather play like Reddick or Hamlin that has more place differential. I don't know if he's going to go up there and lead. I I don't really want to play. Even though it gives me more place differential, I kind of need a dominator up there and buying out Blaney. So it's kind of price in no man's land. So if you're 20 max entering, I think it's great for him to be one of the guys that you rotate in there. And if you're going with the three Kings lineup, and those are lineups that have like 3 guys over 10K or in the high 9Ks. So if you're trying to take like Byron or Blaney, Larson, and then Bell, and then you're going to need some like 5 and 6K guys to make it work, then that's more of a GPP build. I don't think that's a cash build for me. So I have him as cash. I think he's going to be popular, but again, I think there's plays that I like better than him. Zane Smith GPP, I think he can probably hang around the top 20, but nothing really in practice or anything really sticks out to make me like really want to click his name. Chase Elliott's gonna have some high ownership here and look good in practice. Like so all the Hendricks cars are fast and look good. Like he's almost got 5x here. He's got some place differential. He's could be a dominator too. If you're building out a dominator group, I think that you could potentially look at him as somebody else to kind of save you some money at 9,500. Perps, another one that I think is was okay in Xfinity here. 2311 cars have been good, obviously. So we'll have to see how he does, but he's going to be GPP for me starting this far forward. He's always underpriced, I feel, but starting at the top 20, I don't really think he's as much a cash play as when he's underpriced and starting like below 20th. Reddick, great chance for place differential here. And again, if it's going to be hard to try to get one of those you might have to go with like Bowman or Barry or Briscoe as your early dominator, and the hope Larson gets up there and just takes over after that. And Byron and Blaney are not in the equation in order to get like Tyler Reddick in your lineup with Larson and an early dominator, and even have some like balance for it. So just something for you to consider. That's the build to try to get him in, would be to take Reddick, to take Larson, and then go with like Bowman or Briscoe or Barry as your early dominator, and then just hope that they hold it, that Byron and Blaney never get there. Larson gets past them and he goes out and dominates the rest of the race. And then Reddick catches up while riding, but doesn't catch the wall and spin himself out. Justin Haley, not great on tire wear tracks. GPP here for me. Kyle Busch has always been elite on tire wear tracks, and Richard Childress' program has been good at Homestead and on high tire wear tracks. He just, again, hasn't. He's showing more promise. He's getting there. He's making progress, it seems, towards getting back to winning races again, but I still think he's a GPP. I don't feel that he can score enough for cash here. Denny Hamlin, I'm going to put as a prime play here. Um, but I'm going to give you another option also if you can't get the 9,700 in your lineup, because you're trying to get like a Reddick or a Bell or an Elliott in with Larson, or even a Byron or Blaney, and it's like too much salary for you. Then, but Hamlin's always been good at these tire wear tracks, and he never qualifies well, but he always has really good long run speed. And if this one stays like green, like we saw the Xfinity race stay green for like long periods of time, he's gonna make his way up through the field. And he's gonna be able to hold his track position once he gets there, and he's gonna have a solid day. Custer GPP again, newer here. He was up before, so you looked at that little data a little bit. Xfinity, he was decent also, but I think the jury's still out. They don't have quite have much 4X, so he's gonna be GPP for me. Ross Chastain just didn't have the speed I was looking for here, and he's got to almost like go up there and dominate lead laps to pay off his 9,000 price tag. So GPP for me. McDowell and Stenhouse, I think, are solid punt plays down here in the 6K range. If that's what you need to try to get all the guys you want in the top of your lineup. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I like McDowell a little bit better than Ricky. But again, if you want to save the $200, then you're pretty much only like sacrificing a couple points potentially. And like place differential, they're like even there too. Jones, his numbers look good. He's cheaper than these ones. You're saving 600 to $800 dropping down from McDowell and from Stenhouse, and I have him at like 4.55x, which would definitely usually puts him in the cash range. I just, again, these Legacy Motor Club cars just haven't had speed, and I don't think he's great at he's average, not like elite or anything on tire tracks. So GPP for me. Julian, same thing. Usually look at him as a value play down here, and if you have to at 56, I don't hate it in cash, but I think he's more of a GPP play. Austin Dillon is where I'm giving you the prime down here. Again, with Richard Childress, Dillon's really good at tire wear tracks, and he should be able to have a solid day moving up through the field. Then you have a nice little cash group down here for place differential. Priest grew up on the types of cars that he drove. You really needed to tire wear was essential. So, and he was did really good on that. And I really think that he's got a opportunity to have a solid day. Um, and Kozlowski is just always been really good here. So I debated on which one I wanted to have as the like, I'm sorry, I gotta change this on my master when I don't know why it happens. I know before you I'll say anything that there is no Stuart Haas and he's an RFK car. Um, but Kozlowski down here, if you don't have enough to get to Denny Hamlin, then Kozlowski, I'm fine making him a prime play. It's going to save you almost $2,000. 1,700 you're going to pick up by switching the two of them there. So Hamlin's the one I prefer. That's why he has a prime tag. If you can't get there, then I'm okay with Kozlowski taking over from him. Suarez, I think, is a cash play, not a prime play, but I think in cash he can just barely get to the four through place differential. Ty Dillon, I think at 52 down here can also get to about 4x. I think he can get up into the 20s, even though he's not great at tire wear. Through attrition, I think he'll be okay in this race. And there's really not a ton of options in the 5K range that I really like. So I go with them. Shane Van Gisbergen is really struggling with this. Maybe it clicks. Maybe he figures out things, but I don't think. I know he probably ran here in Xfinity last October, but in this car and this type of track, it's just his time was just not there. Cody Ware is pretty slow also, but I think I could deal with him as GPP. And then JJ Yaley was just so slow. Like he was like seconds behind Cody Ware's time, which was bad enough itself. So I wouldn't play JJ Yaley. I just think he's going to be multi laps down. And usually they only like New York Racing only fields races for Las Vegas or not Las Vegas for like Talladega and Daytona. I know Talladega's coming up, so I don't know if they're just trying to get enough like points from running the race to try to like qualify through a provisional if they don't get in on speed, if that's like their game or something. But this is not a track or suited like JJ Yaley's really good at like road course driving, so not really great tire wear tracks or like a track like this. So um, kind of a mystery, but who knows? You know, I don't think he's going to win the race. Maybe he ends up an optimal lineup at 5K. I'm not sure, but I'd pay $200 more for Dylan, who's like a better commodity, I think. So I got for you. If you have any questions, put in the chat below. Hit me at Megaro31 on Twitter or X. If you want more information outside DFS, you can go into the description of the video and get into our Discord. Lots of things going on now. We still have hockey going on. We still have PGA going on. We still have NBA going on. Baseball starting this week. And then you have NASCAR. Soccer is always elite. Charlie and the team are grinding out World Cup qualifiers and stuff now. Plays every single slate. So we do have a VIP package that covers everything, or we have a la carte where you just can come in and pick whatever sport you want to play for the day, for the week, for the month. So we don't renew anything. So it's you renew if you want to. So got a lot of good things going on there. And check it out. With baseball coming up, we might throw some promos out there. So check check X for that. And or like next week on the video, if we're doing something, I'll announce it towards the beginning so you can hear it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck in your contest. You know how to get a hold of me if you need to. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next week for Martinsville, I believe. So hopefully, if trucks are Xfinity there, we get qualification before the track. Actually, I pretty sure Xfinity's racing because I think Almirola is coming to try to win like three in a row. Plus, it's Dash for Cash, so we got a lot of cool things there. So hopefully, we'll have the lineup before the video, but if not, we'll do a speculation when we got. So again, thanks for watching. Good luck in your contest, and I'll see you next time.